Welcome everyone. I hope everybody is staying safe at home. Today I'm preparing fish biryani. So I have used sear fish and I'll be explaining you how I have made it. I'm marinating sear fish with chili powder, turmeric powder and salt. If you like you can add ginger garlic paste also while marinating and make sure that we are adding bit of curry leaves also while frying the fish. Minimum the marination we should keep it for 1 to 2 hours so that all the masalas are absorbed properly in the fish pieces. Meanwhile, the fish is getting ready with marination. I'll be preparing the rice. We have to soak. I have used basmati rice. So we have to use the rice for minimum 30 minutes. Wash and soak it. You can use kaima rice or long basmati rice, whichever is your preference. Now the rice is already soaked for 40 to 45 minutes. Now I will prepare the rice. I have taken 2 glasses of rice. So now here I am boiling exactly 4 glasses of water. Into this I am adding salt. You can add according to your taste. I am adding 1 crushed green chili, and 2 teaspoons of ghee and 2 bay leaves. Depends on the rice quantity, you can increase or decrease the ingredients. Bay leaves gives a very good flavor. Whenever you prepare rice, you can add a little bit of lemon juice so that the rice is not getting stick to each other. This time I didn't have lemon handy with me, so instead of lemon I have added a bit of vinegar. Now since all the ingredients have added, just stir it and just wait for the water to boil. You can close this with a lid. So meanwhile, the soaked rice, you can actually drain and keep it after 45 to 1 hour of time. You can drain the water and keep it ready so that once the water starts boiling, you can add it directly. Once you added the full rice, just stir it once and close it with the lid and make sure that you are boiling it in low to medium flame, because what happens if you are on high flame, this may spill. So in between you have to make sure that this is not getting spilled. So always make sure you keep it in low flame. So I kept it for simmer and let the rice boil and get cooked. The actual cooking time for the rice may differ based on the rice which we are using, but make sure that the water is completely dried. Meanwhile the rice is getting ready, we will start preparing fish masala. So for fish masala, I have used 4 onions and 3 tomatoes, which is medium sized, and 6 green chilies, little bit of ginger garlic paste, fennel seeds, and for adding rich flavors, if you like you can add cardamom, cinnamon sticks, fennel seeds, bay leaves. Out of 4 onions, 1 sliced onion we will be frying it to golden brown and keep it aside. We will be using that at the end for garnishing. To this onion, what you can do is, like, while frying, you can even add cashew nut and raisins also, so that at the end you again don't have to fry it. So these things you can fry it and keep it aside. Now we will start preparing the masala. For this, first I'm adding 3 medium sliced onions. So we have to cook the onions and it should become mushy. Then only we will be adding further masalas and tomatoes. Before adding onion, if you want, you can add fennel seeds, cloves, cinnamon sticks and bay leaf. So this gives a very nice aroma to the. Now I'll be adding the ingredients one by one. Now I have added crushed green chilies. I have used 6 medium sized. You can actually use a chopper and chop it and add it. To this you can add ginger garlic paste. And always make sure that you are not adding too much of green chilies paste like form, because when you grind it too much it actually start giving a pungent taste. So always make sure that green chilies are either crushed or you chopped using a chopper. Now the onions are becoming translucent. This is a time where we can start adding spice powders. You can opt adding spice powder first, then sort it well, then add tomatoes, or you can add tomatoes and then the spice powder. Since in my biryani I have not used too much of spice powders, I have added tomatoes, then slowly I have added, because anyhow I have managed the spice taste with the green chilies and already marinated fish, which is already getting fried. So now I'm adding sliced tomatoes, which is 3 medium sized, and chopped coriander leaves. I have added a pinch of turmeric powder and a little bit of coriander powder. Then Kashmiri chili powder. I have used Kashmiri chili powder because it gives a very good color and you don't get too much of spiciness. Then you can make sure that you are adding 1 teaspoon of crushed pepper or pepper powder, and you can add garam masala. Garam masala also, as I said, it's up to your preference. If you really want very flavorsome biryani, you can add a little bit of extra also, but always make sure that you are not adding too much so that it spoils the entire taste. So make sure that you just taste it in between, and whichever you feel that is missing you can actually compensate at this stage, because we are still keep sorting this. So even if you add some raw masalas, it will actually get fried properly and the raw smell goes away. I have added bit of vinegar to the masala because I didn't have lemon handy. So if you have lemon, you can actually add lime juice. So whenever you cook something, you need not have to be stick to one typical traditional method which you learn. Always when you prepare some food or cook some food, you can have your own customization. Now the masala is almost ready. I'm going to switch off the flame. Then we will be frying the fish now. For frying the fish, if you really want to use coconut oil, you can use it. But here again, I have not used coconut oil. I have used rice bran oil. While frying, make sure that you are adding lot of curry leaves to the fish because it gives a very nice flavor to the fish. Also, for the fish marination, you can use ginger garlic paste. That also gives a very good flavor. But here I have used chili powder turmeric powder, salt and curry leaves, and cook the fish or fry the fish in medium to low flame. Again, don't burn the fish. Whenever we make biryani, we usually use fishes which has a little bit more flesh. So to cook the flesh properly, you always have to cook the fish in low to medium flame, so that the masalas are getting absorbed properly and the fish is also getting cooked. So once the fish is ready, you can turn to the other side, which again you can take time and cook, not to hurry and make it in high flame. Turn the fish to the other side and make sure that you're frying it. Now since the fish is almost ready, now we'll go to the actual biryani process, which actually gives us the flavorsome biryani. I didn't have too much of utensils with me, so I have used a 5-liter pressure cooker which is there. So what advantage of this actually gives a very good effect which you actually use in the dum biryanis. So usually dum biryanis are cooked when in a sealed pot, so this also gives a very good effect. So now what I'm doing here is, you might have seen whenever we eat biryani, we get to see yellow color and white color rices, right? So usually everybody use food color for that. But here what I'm using is a turmeric powder. I'm mixing 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder with water, and from the boiled rice I'm taking one or two, you can use actually, it's not a matter of like measurement. 2 tablespoons you can use, and mix it with this turmeric water. So what happens whenever we do this dum for biryani, so we just sprinkle this rice also on top of it. So when you see the biryani, you get that very nice colorful biryani. Okay, so now we will start the process of dum. First add a little bit of ghee once the pressure cooker is hot. So always make sure that whenever you do dum for biryani, you are keeping it in the lowest flame. So that actually helps you, because when you need to mix the things, you get time. So keep all the layers ready. So first you can add fish masala, then one layer of rice, then again fish masala, and spread all the fried fishes. On top of it you can add chopped coriander leaves. So the last layer will be the final rice which is remaining. So after this we'll be adding fried onions, fried raisins, fried cashews, and the remaining yellow rice whichever we prepared. So all the ingredients whichever is left you can actually make it top layer, and make sure that you are adding 1 teaspoon of ghee again, 1 or 2 teaspoon of ghee again, and a pinch of garam masala powder. So you have to keep the pressure cooker lid on. So I have put the whistle on and off, so I didn't feel any difference actually. So if you remove the whistle is also fine, but make sure that you have the rubber washer inside the lid. So keep it in the lowest flame and properly steam it for 5 to 15 minutes you can, but have a check all the have a sense of smell because you should not burn it. Make sure that you are always on the lowest flame. If at all you feel that it might get burned, what you can do is just before closing the lid you can actually add 1/4 cup of hot water. It doesn't make any change in difference in taste or anything, but it actually gives a proper steaming effect. If at all you have a little bottom was burned little bit also, it won't actually get burned the food. So this is how my biryani looks like after 15 minutes of dum process. This was one of the best biryanis which I had. I must say that when I started preparing it, I never thought like it will come out really well. Also, one thing to note here, before you mixing it with entire rice and masala, if you have a kid at home, so the first layer which you see, that rice, you can actually keep it separate so that you can actually give them for people which like less spice. Always make sure that you serve the biryani with some homemade pickle. So I have enjoyed this biryani with homemade beetroot and dates pickle. This was one of the best combination which I ever had. I hope you all try this at home and make your own customizations and make the biryani more delicious. Thanks for watching.
Now you see the yummy biryani how it looks, and I must say, let's taste the biryani. Okay. This is just yum. The fish pieces and all, they are like yummy.
Taste